James Ernest of the Grueling Truth Radio Network, MMA Ground and Pound, here with Cody Bollinger. What sport did you play growing up?
Honestly, man, I just wrestled. I mean, I did a little bit of Taekwondo when I was younger, but since 4 years old, I wrestled, and I was lucky enough to wrestle in a club where they had, like, MMA. And it was still really early in, the stages of that sport, but so, like, off-season-wise, I would get to mess around, do some grappling and stuff here and there, but I just wrestled my whole life.
Nice. As your progression with wrestling, do you feel it has helped you with MMA?
Oh, yeah, definitely. 100%, man. That's kind of what led me to it. I mean, wrestling is my number one, passion, honestly. But it definitely, when it was time to be done wrestling and, kind of move on into making a living, MMA was the next best step for sure. It definitely led into that and helped, tremendously.
Yeah, fortunately I've spoke to some of them, but unfortunately it's been the same answer from a lot of MMA fighters and Bellator and UFC that they've unfortunately had to drop wrestling because of, like you said, the financial concerns, not getting paid to be on the Olympic teams or the national teams. Do you think they need to do something to change that so we can keep our wrestlers wrestling?
I mean, that'd be nice, honestly. That'd be the dream come true, man. But it's just not in our country's goals, honestly. But you can grow up in Russia, and man, you're just amazing, and you can be half-assed, and you be bronze medalist, and you're set for life out there. It's just the way of the world and where our nation is towards wrestling. We've got other mainstream sports that they follow, and it is what it is, man. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed my time.
Where did you start your training at? You mentioned it was part of a wrestling school that also did MMA. Where was that originally that you started?
Way back, man. It was called WCG, Williams Combat Grappling. It was with Ted Williams, Joe Stevenson, and then just, random guys. Anybody from, Quentin Jackson to Randy Couture to Igor Tektarov, and, Oleg Tektarov, sorry. Just all these random studs would just pop through the gym, and it was, like I said, it was just so new in the sport still that there weren't all these big name gyms, and I just happened to be lucky enough to grow up in one.
Yeah, it sounds like it. Going competing against those type of names, only is going to make you better, and it seems like it has. So, where do you get the name Bam Bam from? What's that about?
Like I said, man, basically just growing up in the gym, being a kid, I was 15, rolling around with, not saying, I was getting the better of them, but, I was rolling around with the best guys in the world. I'm 15 years old. I'm going out there, Grappler's Quest, placing whatever, third or something at the men's advanced no-gi division, as a 15-year-old. It was kind of that little kid with man strength kind of ordeal,
What's the major difference between, say, three of the major countries you competed in, Costa Rica, Canada, and the United States? How do they feel about MMA differently?
Man, I had a blast in all three. I've been blessed enough with wrestling and MMA to just travel the whole world. I think the only continent I haven't hit is Australia. And Antarctica too, but that doesn't count in my opinion.
I agree with you.
But I've just been lucky and blessed, man, and it's just, there's definitely loyal fans all over. I think the more loyal fans are outside of the United States. I'm not taking a dig at that, but, the more educated also most of the time. The fans that are there because they like him and they follow him, not just because, it was in town and shit like that. But, I had a blast all over, and, they were all great places to fight in.
I know what you mean. There's a difference between the dedicated MMA fan and the, hey, it's Friday night, that sounds like something fun to do fan.
Yeah, exactly.
You appreciate both of them, but obviously the true fan really makes a difference.
Yeah, it's a lot better when you're, not hearing, fuck him up from the crowd, like you do in most of the fights in America.
Exactly. Yeah, I've never understood that advice. I'm like you were planning on shaking hands with him and walking out of the cage. Of course, that was your strategy, was to mess him up.
Yeah, punch him in the face. Well, I'm trying, man. Shit.
Oh, shoot. But yeah, that is always one that baffles me when they do that. Early on, you were in King of Cage. That was one of the bigger programs early on. How does that differ from nowadays being in Bellator?
I mean, I enjoyed my opportunity at King of Cage for sure. It was 10 years ago, so there weren't many organizations that were going to let a 15-year-old, 16-year-old fight professionally. So that's something I'll forever owe them, and being debt forced to them to give me that chance and opportunity at such a young age. And it was awesome. But I mean, obviously Bellator is a much bigger stage, and much bigger audience, and just better production. It's just King of the Cage is regional, and Bellator is on the national big stage level. It's just they're two different levels of all. Both great companies.
You mentioned, of course, the advantage of being out there in California and big names coming through. Do you feel that, California being one of the hotbeds for MMA has you've benefited from the competition level out there?
Oh, definitely, man. I mean, from growing up wrestling, we got some of the best wrestlers in the world. Everybody tries to recruit the California kids because they're just so damn good wrestling-wise. And, those wrestlers come in MMA gyms now. I mean, people travel from all over the world to come train in California, whether, it's at Uriah Faber's or Millennia or, why can't I think of it? Dominic Cruz's place. What is it? Man, I can't remember the name of his name right now. Starts with an A, right?
Yeah, that sounds right. But yeah, there's so many teams out there that it's a great place. You got it right with California.
Yeah, it definitely was fun, man. But I mean, at the same time, I would spend half my camp, my last couple fights. I'd spend half my camp going out to New Mexico, of all places, and training Jacksons.
Tell us about the impact your coaches have had on your career. I mean, how important have they been to taking you to that next level?
I feel like I got a really hard work ethic. I'm going to find a way no matter what. But with that being said, having it guided in the right direction, which is what my coaches have always done for me, is definitely a key to the way my career has turned out. And I wouldn't be there. If I didn't feel they were the best coaches for me, I wasn't at one of the best gyms in California, I wouldn't be there. I wouldn't waste my time training there. I wouldn't risk going out, getting knocked out, my face cut up or arm or something broken. I didn't think they were legit and didn't think they were the best coaches for me right now, so I owe them a lot.
Obviously, with you being a household name, you were used to being the little guy, with the big names. Who in your gym nowadays is that next big thing, that person we should know about because they're going to be the next Cody?
Oh man, next big thing out of our gym, definitely a guy named Chris Sykes. He's an absolute monster. The kid's work ethic is just second to none. He's a freak athlete. He's fixing a couple little holes, but dude's got hands. He's got these nasty kicks. The guy's just an animal all over. He comes out with that killer instinct, and he just gets to work from the second that bell rings till the fight ends. And he's just right now he's still young and he's working on rounding off his game and working on that wrestling side of it. But he's a natural born killer, and once he fine tunes a couple things, man, he's gonna be someone to watch out for from Millennia. That's for sure.
Tell us about your sponsors. How they've given you opportunities and how you've been able to spread the good word about their products.
Oh yeah, man. One, first and foremost, Future Energy Sailors have been behind me since day one, man. I can't thank them enough. Miller Clement, who else? I'm drawing blanks. Oh man, this is bad. I haven't talked about them in a minute. Honestly, just Future Energy right now. They're always behind me and they're always support me. Whether it's paying me for the fights or I've done some USO tours, not USO tours. They're called AFB. Same thing as a USO tour though. I've gone and traveled all over the world all over the Middle East to like visit the troops on holidays, and they've spent thousands of dollars to send out stuff with me and make shirts, and they're just really supportive of my overall career, not just the fights. They're not just worried about getting their name out there and making money off of me. And I can't thank them enough. I've been blessed enough to utilize them, and not just inside of my career, but outside my everyday life.
That is amazing. Yeah, being able to give back to the troops that have done so much for our country, and being able to go out there, and I mean, I'm sure you get amazing responses from them.
Yeah, man. They, the company loved it. And I loved it. Yeah.
So, with social media, what's the best way for fans to follow you, to learn more about you?
Yeah, man. There's Cody Bollinger. Instagram is Bollinger Cody, and yeah, that's it. That's all I really use.
Cool. What final question? What's the first big fight you got coming up in 2018?
Nothing planned yet, man. Nothing planned. I'm just kind of playing it by ear and enjoying some time right now, healing up some stuff, and just enjoying life.
Excellent. Well, we greatly appreciate you coming on the show, and we definitely wish you the best of luck in 2018 and in the future.
Hey, thank you, brother. I appreciate it very much, man. You too.